The take. Whose data is it anyway? Data from India should remain in India sounds like a good national interest pitch. But unlike nationalistic pitches, this is a little more complex. On Tuesday, Reliance Jio chairman Akash Ambani pitched for incentives, including on electricity for Indian companies ready to set up artificial intelligence and machine learning data centers. It's interesting and not surprising that he spoke of electricity and thus energy in the same breath. So let's stay with that. First, data centers. Did you know that with roughly half the data center capacity, Mumbai is considered India's data center capital? Real estate consulting firm Knight Frank said recently that Mumbai was the standout growth story in data centers in India as of last year, crossing the 2000 megawatt milestone. Not just in India, but Mumbai ranks alongside Shanghai and Tokyo as amongst the top data center markets in Asia Pacific with similar capacities, at least as of last year. So, why is this? One reason is obviously to do with the fact that many of the global subsea internet cables land here, that's in Mumbai. The important reason also is reliable power, something Mumbai city has always prided itself in, and more on that shortly. Here's the flip side. According to the International Energy Agency or IEA, data centers' total energy consumption could go from 460 terawatt hours in 2022 to about 1000 terawatt hours in 2026, roughly the same as the electricity consumption of Japan. It gets a little more frightening as you go along. Another academic study by professors from the University of California and elsewhere says that training ChatGPT 3 or GPT 3 in Microsoft's state of the art US data centers can directly evaporate 700,000 liters of clean, fresh water. More critically, the global AI demand may be accountable for 4.2 to 6.6 billion cubic meters of water withdrawal in 2027, which is more than the total annual water withdrawal of at least half of the United Kingdom. Additionally, GPT-3 needs to drink or consume a 500 milliliter bottle of water for roughly 10 to 50 responses depending on when and where it is deployed. Now, these numbers may increase for the newly launched GPT-4 that reportedly has a substantially larger model size according to that report. Now, people may quibble with the specific numbers, but there is no denying that massive amounts of water are needed to cool the servers thanks to the heat generated by the sheer computing power of these high performance machines, particularly crunching AI queries. Let's go back to power. Google last week said that they will buy power from a company called Kairos Power, a developer of small modular reactors to help deliver on the progress of AI. Last month, Microsoft signed a deal with a company called Constellation to resurrect a defunct reactor at the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania, in the United States. Look up 3 Mile Island and see what you find. Companies recognize that the demand for power to drive AI applications is so stark that people are willing to revive dead nuclear reactors. Back to India. The good quality of power cities like Mumbai are used to will not remain if data centers keep gobbling up more and more of it. But the larger issue is of calibration of AI wants and needs and calibrating ambitions in the context of sheer energy and water demands of this new industry. Goldman Sachs said in a report in May this year that data centers worldwide consume about 1 to 2% of overall power, but this percentage will likely rise to 3 to 4% by the end of the decade. In the US and Europe, this increased demand will help drive the kind of electricity growth that hasn't been seen in a generation. Along the way, the carbon dioxide emissions of data centers may more than double between 2022 and 2030. Countries like Ireland and Malaysia, among many others, are already bracing for demands from data centers which could go beyond 20% of their country's power demands, according to some estimates. It does not appear that India can afford such high levels of data center consumption without denying or pricing power out of the poorer sections of society. On the other hand, no one will say that we don't want such advanced computing. But our energy needs for data centers cannot be on the same plane as the United States or other developed countries who also have other energy markets or LNG markets to dip into. The private sector, which sees opportunity in both setting up data centers and in power generation, cannot be trusted to take an objective policy decision that ensures a balance between energy needs and energy supplies. Greater calibration and right sizing our artificial intelligence ambitions is equally important.